So if diabetes is a condition in which your blood sugars are high, then it's really important that we have the ability to check blood sugars. And for this, we typically have used something called a glucometer, which is a device that you're probably familiar with. Typically requires a drop or two of blood and gives you a blood sugar reading. So glucometers are a really crucial and vital part of management of type 1 diabetes. And I can't stress this enough that an individual with diabetes needs to have the ability to check their blood sugars at any time. But these are the times when we typically say you need to be able to check. And that is before every meal. Even if you're not going to eat the meal, or you're not, let's say, a breakfast person, you should typically check your blood sugars in the morning around the time of breakfast, and then before lunch, before dinner, snacks, and at bedtime, as well as if you feel any symptoms of having high or low blood sugars, which we'll cover later. There are some important things to also remember, and that is before and after physical activity, you may have some significant changes in your blood sugar, so it's important to know you should check it around that time. And also at night, in the middle of the night, we typically say 2 a.m. When you initially start insulin or the doses are changed. So your healthcare team will go over how exactly to do this, but it is important to know that these measurements, because they require such a small volume of blood, can be affected very easily by anything. So if you have any amount of sugar, or if your hand is wet or it's not cleaned properly, that can all cause an inaccurate reading. The other thing to know is it's always important to wipe your finger with an alcohol swab, and certainly even wash your hands before that. And then we typically use the second drop. So not the first drop, the second drop goes into the strip that goes into the glucometer. The poker is called the lancet, and that should be disposed of appropriately. So again, this is more of a hands-on item that your healthcare team will go over and discuss with you, but glucometers are critical in the management of type 1 diabetes.